Welcome to Ted's Fireside Chats. We're here today interviewing Miss Anessa Melnick, who is a candidate for the Superintendent of Schools of Wyoming.
That is correct.
Miss Melnick, tell us about your professional education experiences.
I attended a public elementary school and a public high school where I actually feel I got a really good education. By the time I was a senior, they had programs established where I can get college credit for my courses or start a new, take some college courses to start my higher education.
Well, after high school, I was admitted to the State University of New York in Cortland, and I graduated with a major in elementary education and a minor in biology. This was a great program, and I really enjoyed the courses. They helped me to develop great thinking into education, and it also helped me form a desire to really understand the profession of teaching students. When I moved out west, I got a job working in school districts, and I realized I wanted to take a lot more courses to further develop my techniques for teaching.
ESL students.
So I joined the University of Wyoming outreach program to earn my English as a second language endorsement. It's been a great experience so far. Another thing I wanted to work on was my Spanish speaking skills. So I have taken a few courses in speaking Spanish, and I also have been meeting once a week with a language partner. That way, I can develop my education and so I can help out my students more.
What do you believe the purpose of education to be?
That's a great question, Ted. I think education is about wanting to learn and about the desire to learn and about using the resources around you to educate yourself about whatever it is you want to know. A lot of it comes from inside, and a student has to be motivated in order to want to learn. Some people might not be provided that internal motivation, so that's why it's great, especially in our schools, to provide kids with external motivation and to provide kids with. If students have resources, they'll be able to use those tools and provide themselves with a great education. And having an education provides a common language that people all around the country can communicate with. So it's really important to have a good education, because without it, you are going to be able to communicate as well with other people.
Miss Melnick, tell us about the neighborhood that you grew up in. Was there a lot of diversity?
Well, I grew up in a small rural community in upstate New York. It was just a small town of about a couple hundred people. We all knew each other, and there really wasn't a lot of diversity. Most of my community was English-speaking, middle-class American. So I never experienced a lot of culture or diversity. That was a big reason I enjoy traveling and want to learn about more cultures and different languages, because I haven't had as much experience in it.
Who influenced you the most through this whole process of education that you've gone through?
Someone who was a great influence for me in my education was my elementary school teacher, Miss Miller. She was just one of the greatest teachers ever. She was so nice, so sweet. She was very fair, and she always made me feel like I can learn more. She had a wonderful desire for books, and she loved reading, she loved poetry, and she made sure to motivate her students to keep reading, to love reading, and she was always just very supportive. I feel like this affected me throughout my entire education because I knew what it was like to be motivated. And as a teacher, I want to be able to pass that quality of being a great educator and being a motivating educator to my students. So that is something I have been working really hard on and trying to figure out, what would Miss Miller do? So it's been really great.
Well, Miss Melnick, it's been a true pleasure. I thank you for coming in to Ted's No Fireside Chats, And best of luck to you while you go on this quest for the superintendent of schools of Wyoming.
Thank you, Ted. It was a pleasure.
Oh, indeed.
Hi, my name is Inessa Melnick, and I'm running for the Wyoming Superintendent of Schools. A vote for me is a vote for change, for your children and their future.
Whoa!